No! No, will you come here? No, will you come here? Will you come here? Come here, will you? No, come here. Chasses. Is he? Yes. Is he? Yes. Is he? Yes. Is he? Yes. Why are we talking like this?
Good evening. Good evening, my name's Kevin Turvey. And before we start, I'd just like to say that I can't tell you what a great pleasure it is to be appearing in the nether regions again. Now, I can't tell you because I'm in a bit of a bad mood at the moment. Don't ask me why. Just a strange and interesting person, I suppose. A bit like Anita Harris. Well, and, you know, without the bullet hole, you know. But I've been in a bad mood all day. All day! Well, not absolutely all day. You know, I mean, I was asleep for a bit of the day. It was the beginning bit of the day that I was asleep for. But I was in a bad mood when I woke up. I woke up, right? I got out of the bath. Wiped all the sick off my legs, you know. You know you have to, you know. I thought I'd better have a bit of breakfast, right? Because my stomach was completely empty. Well, I mean, there was an intestine in there and... You know. So I thought, I'll get out to the kitchen, right? So I got into the kitchen, I thought, what shall I have for my breakfast? I know, I'll have bacon crisps, right? Well, I'm not going to have prawn cocktail flavour for breakfast, am I? It's all right, Chief. Anyway, I got out the crisps and I started to open them. Finished opening them, started to eat them, right? Well, you got to start somewhere, haven't you? You know. I started with the top one, you know. Well, it's better than starting with the bottom one, you know, because start with the bottom one, you've got to get all the other crisps out first, you know. And by the time you've eaten it, you can't remember what order to put them all back in again. Come on, unless you mark them with a biro or something like that. Then they taste all inky, they make you sick again. You've got all the back business, you know. Start with the top one, that's my tip. That's what I did. I started with the top one, you know, working my way through, crisp by crisp, you know. Sometimes a double. I just had a few crisps, right? I just had a few. I don't know how many. 10 crisps about. Anyway, it's not important. I just had a few, right? And the telephone went. Just got up and buggered off like that. So I ran and I picked it up, you know. I answered it. It was the bloke who runs this place. Yeah? Colonel Wallop. It was him. He says, Kevin Turvey? I said, yes. Well, he was right, you know. He says, where are you? I said, I'm at home. Where do you think? He says, well, you're supposed to be in the nether regions. He says, get down here and stop being funny or you're in serious trouble, Turvey. So here I am. That's why I'm late. I'm sorry I'm late. But here's my joke. No, that's not it. I just moved the mic a bit. See? Here's my joke. Now then, what do you say to a bloke that's got no arms and no legs if your watch is broken? Have you got the time on your cock?
Yes, it is a lot.
Good evening.
Good evening.
And firstly, thanks very much for the money.
Oh, coming. Yeah, really useful.
Yeah.
Mel and I... Oh, by the way, I should introduce myself. My name is... Peter. Mel and I are part of a tightly knit cabal of lesbians. Raving lesbians. Sorry about that. I'm a bit more modest than him. But, I'm a raving lesbian. Amongst, the figures today, we have...
There are thousands of us.
Bishop of Durham,
Oliver Reed.
Oliver Reed, right, Leslie he is.
Yeah. And of course, the well-known business tycoon, Mr. Tiny.
No, seriously, when you think of great lesbians of the past, people like Joseph Stalin,
Tom Mix.
And more latterly, I suppose, Noel Edmonds.
We are aware of the problems that these guys faced.
Well, these gals.
Or these gals.
These gals
You
faced.
see, with the social climate they were living in, they were unable...
Shocking.
They were unable to express themselves. They were, in fact, afraid to come out.
And terrified to go in, really, weren't they? Both ways. We.
And we must make this clear, we are not ashamed.
Some of you may be wondering how Mel and I first met.
I'm pretty curious about that as well.
It was one of those rather blurry evenings, wasn't it? No, it was a little bar in Leipzig where I used to hang out, and frankly, I was looking for a man. Then Mel swaggered in, and I suddenly knew what I really wanted out of life. A woman who could pack a punch, a woman who could wear a suit, and a woman who could stop a car with her bare hand.
Well, come on. It's not that difficult to hail a cab, for Christ's sake. We are women.
Women?
Big women.
Big British women.
Big lesbian women who happen to share a taste for young, attractively sort of formed young women.
Yeah. That type of thing. And as women, we understand their needs.
That's right.
We understand their pleasure centres.
That's right.
I mean, you won't find Mel and me grappling around hopelessly for hours on end. Rummaging around, looking all over the place as it moved, you know,
Yeah.
we know where it is. Rummaging around with their pleasure centres? No. Pleasure centres are no mystery to us.
Indeed not. In fact, we're going to open one of our own at Brent Cross.
It's quite a nice location,
It is a nice
actually.
location, and we're hoping, obviously, a lot of men are going to come into our pleasure centre.
And open their minds.
Exactly. Because I want to make this clear as well. We do not hate men.
No.
We do not hate men. We feel sorry for them.
We pity them. I mean, all that beer swilling, camaraderie, oh, Christ.
A little bit earlier on, we were in the pub, right? And it was teeming. I mean, teeming. Boozing, arm wrestling, bar billiard, hooligans, you know.
Yeah.
And frankly, it was...
It was quite nice, wasn't it? Disgusting, yeah. Disgusting is what I meant.
Well, that's right. And just thank God that we were able to turn to each other.
For
succor.
For
succor.
For succor. We can always turn to each other.
That's right. You're always dropping around for a little late succor.
For that, yeah.
You see, we enjoy the simple things in life.
Yeah, we like simple things like nature.
Country rambles.
Synchronised swimming. Anyway.
I want to say something, actually, about synchronised swimming.
Say it right away.
It really...
has to be said.
It's not as easy.
Or as sensible.
As it looks. I mean, to start, you have to be able to hold your breath for over 2 minutes. And in fact, I mean, holding your breath, not breathing for over 2 minutes is one of the most important things we lesbians have to learn.
Well, it's the only important thing we actually have to learn.
That's right, yeah.
But I think what we'd like to do now is a little piece of our forthcoming act of synchronised swimming. We're not actually going to dive into these mugs because we're not fully insured. Anyway.
OK, so here we go. We're going to do a little bit from our new upcoming routine.
Yeah.
The music we'll be performing to is Salute to Lesbos. It's a beautiful piece penned by that raving old lesbian Dick Van Dyke.
Yeah. God bless him.
OK, so goggles on.
Goggles on. Oh, God.
Underwater view that the judges don't actually see.
It was my night when old Charlie and I went down to Zucker's one day, Snow. They had these your sideshows in there, see? One of them were these your tombola. Old Charlie and I to go in and have a look round, Snow. He said, come on, George. He said, let's go and have a go at that. So in us do go, Snow. Darn night if old Charlie didn't win first prize, Snow. And that were one of these your toilet brushes. 2 or 3 days later, I said, oh, Charlie, I said, how bis getting on with that toilet brush? Oh, he said, I don't like it. I'd give it up and gone back a paper. He went to the doctor t'other day. Now he said, Doc, he said, give us a quick look over. He said, I ain't feeling too good. So the doctor examined on and looked. He said, well, I can't find anything wrong with you, he said. He said, there's only one thing. He said, best regular. Regular? He said, 7 o'clock every morning. So he said, what's the trouble then? He said, I don't get up for 1/2 past. Anyway, look, I gotta be off now, but before I go, I'd like to leave you with this little thought. If one storm to start, for another one to finish, you can reckon on having a wet day. Ta-da, good night, God bless.
And now, ladies and gentlemen...
Well, the old hometown, it looks the same. As I step down from the train. And there to greet me is my mama and my papa. Yes, they've all come to see me by the shade of that old oak tree. And it was a good to touch the green, green grass of home. 'Cause they've all come to see me down by the reaching, smiling sweetly, yeah, as they lie me beneath the green, green grass of home. Yes, they've all come to see me on a reaching, smiling sweetly, yeah, as they lie me beneath the green, green grass of home. Yes, they've all come to see me on the reaching, smiling sweetly, yeah, as they lay me beneath the green, green grass of home.
Was anyone at the football match in Middle Wallop this afternoon? I'm the manager of the Middle Wallop team. I was just wondering if anyone had seen the game at all. I can see a few members of my team in the audience tonight. I hope you're having a good laugh. But apart from them, did anyone else see the game at all? Because, well, you didn't miss much. In fact, it was pathetic. You incompetent lord of useless bastards. All right, Warpworth, I'll hear your excuses later. Anyone notice the final score? Bairstow, you're a chartered accountant. You're used to dealing with big figures. No, it was 17-0, Bairstow, to them. No, it was to the... Bairstow, it was... Bairstow, it was... Bairstow, look, I explained this to you last week. When the ball goes in our net, it's not our score. It's theirs. It's their score. We've got to get the ball down their end. No, you didn't score one, Kerrigan. That was a pigeon you headed into the net. 17 bleeding bulletin nil. Look, I'm stuck in the Sunday morning league. As manager of the team, it would be totally unfair, not to say unethical, of me as manager to single out any one person for criticism, but Duckworth, you were crap. Complete and utter garbage, and I'm going to tell you something that may shock you, Duckworth. The only reason you're in this team is because it's your ball. And you touched that ball once this afternoon, Duckworth. And that was when you threatened to take it home if we didn't let you take a free kick. And you might listen, Sourbottom. Hello, Sourbottom. Hello, I'm over here. Now, Sourbottom, how many times have I told you to stay out of their penalty area when they're on the attack? I don't care, Sourbottom. You're supposed to be our goalkeeper. Stay out of their area. Goalkeeper. Goalkeeper. Ha! You even dropped your bit of orange at half-time.
You're looking for trouble? You've come to the right place. You're looking for trouble? Just look right in my face. I was born standing up and talking back. My daddy was a piece of railway track because I'm evil. My middle name is Misery. Yes, I am evil. So don't you mess around with me. I don't wipe my bottom when I go to the loo. I'm rude to policemen, and I pick my nose too. There's no stopping me. I'm bloody mad. I smoke marijuana, and I don't go to lectures because I'm evil. My middle name is Jeremy. Yes, I'm evil. So don't you mess around with me. Mess around, everybody. I live with my mum, but she gets on my wick. And when I'm tailed off, I'm deliberately sick. So look out, you squares. I'm an angry young man. I once showed my willy to Princess Anne because I'm evil. My little name is Genevieve. Yes, I am evil. What? No, don't you mess round with me! Bloody hell!
Hello, Nether Wallop. Nether Wallop. It sounds like something Harry Carpenter would say, isn't it? He packs a lovely nether wallop. Which, and I must say, of all the introductions I've ever had, that's definitely the most recent. And do you know what I love? Wallop Nursing Home. I know you don't find Wallop very funny, but when you come across it at first, it's to the Wallops. Say, what's going to happen in this bloody band? But Wallop Nursing Home, they're the kind that are exposed in the news of the world, aren't they? Dare you bastard, hold on! You see, I've been warned. The worst thing in the world you can do to me is warn me. Because I just turn the other way. It's, well, not, in a biblical sense. I kind of... No, but, when I'm wanted... You see, swearing, I've got a reputation for bad language. Gutter language. Swearing. The F word. Fuck. Stuff like that, right? But you see, there are times... You just have to do it occasionally, because there are times when go away isn't enough. If somebody's stroking your ass in the subway... we're so crowded and somebody's giving it a strokey wokies and licking the back of your neck. You've got two choices. You can turn around and say, look, excuse me, I hate to disturb you in the middle of what's very obviously your hobby. If you can see your way clear to stop that, I'd be delirious with joy. Or you can say, fuck off or I'll break your neck. I would take bets as to the outcome. But it really is awful nice to be in Nether Wallop. I used to live in the country myself, and there's a thing that's always dazzled me about the countryside. There's animals everywhere, and there's no dog shit in the pavement. Isn't that extraordinary? In London, there's no animals, you can hardly bloody walk. I think the people come out at night and shit all over the place to pretend they can afford a dog. Big one! Yeah. But it's, I meant it when I said it's nice to be here. I love being in a tent. I love camping and all. What the hell are we doing in Nether Wallop? I've played some toilets in my life. I love it. But I'll tell you something I noticed here today on the way to Nether Wallop. Well, that's just in case I keep forgetting where I bloody am. But there were, I used to hitchhike a lot. Joe the hippie, yeah. Windswept and interesting, yeah. Suitcase and guitar in hand. Trying to be all Magic and Jack Kerouac on the road, man. And I used to kind of tidy myself up, to try and get a lift. I'd wear a woolly hat, put all my hair in it, and wash myself and stuff, and smile and all that. Hitchhikers recently are getting quite extraordinary. I was looking at them at Hammersmith when we turned to come here. God, with purple hair and... There was a guy naked with a chainsaw. Fuck you! Stick your tongue up your ass! He had a notice that said, I want to eat your children. You see, countryside always looks terribly cosy to me. The children are all healthy. Wellies and roses. Everybody looks like apples. Hello. Hello, I'm an apple, so am I. Like youth hostlers, Hello, I'm a youth hostler. Where are you going? Child, get back to that seat or I'll kill you! Well, as I was saying, I'm not a country person. But I used to go to youth hostels, and all these nice people with shiny faces and anoraks. I say, hello, my philosophy is, a stranger's just a friend I don't know yet. Fuck off. Oh. You see, I had a city upbringing in Glasgow. You may have heard of it. It's a wee fishing village in the Clyde. And it was different from country folk, because country folk wear wellies and all that, and anoraks, and they're sort of... The rain wear in the country is proper. You know, they sort of enjoy the rain and get in about it. But in Glasgow, it wasn't like that. I used to wear a tweed coat. This coat thought I was edible. You know those hairy coats, eat your neck. There it was. You can't... And they used to send me out to play. Well, you can't play in a tweed coat. You can watch other people playing. It's like a bloody woolly suit of armour, isn't it? And they used to put on a scarf on me, a big yellow scarf, crossed over at the front and tied behind me. It was like a Wally suit, you know. And gloves that were tied with a piece of string. Which was always too short, it was like that. So have you seen Charlie Harrison? He's away over that way. My granny thought I was deformed. Give me Granny a cuddle. See, my mother used to take me shopping like that. With all that woolly gear on, and a sort of a leatherette pilot's helmet. Do you remember them? This vinyl hat. It made my ears all sweaty, it made my hair wet. I'm glad you're back. So, this vinyl hat, which I threw away at every opportunity, but it used to come back, because my name and address was inside it. I couldn't read, I was none the wiser, I thought it was a sort of design. People kept bringing it back.
Hello, Mrs. Conway, I found your boy's hat. We were on holiday in Zimbabwe.
But he used to take me shopping like that, with all that gear on. Well, in the winter it was like that, because I had the gloves on. My mother would give my hand like that, and we'd go away downtown, I'd stand there. Well, she met a friend, and they would talk for hours, you know.
Making it rain on myself.
Oh, God, the kids are laughing. What will become of the children? Oh, God, how I regret that night of shame at the Conley concert. They'll be delinquent drug addicts. But you know, when I was there with my mother all those years, I became perverted. I became totally perverse. Because I would need to pee. Because it was for such a long time. You just been this on you go. And we filmed you when you were in there. We were watching you. We saw your bum. So, all together, could you point to this young girl and go, eh, 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 eh. So, there I was, and I would burst, you know. What's wrong with you? She'd be talking about operations to somebody.
Yes, they took the whole thing away. It was... For God's sake!
They're obsessed with operations. And they do a funny mime. If it's anything below the waist, they start to mime. Yes, come on. So they're like these people who write to the papers. Dear Doctor, do you ever read that stuff? I have a huge black lump under my arm. Why are they writing to the papers? Should be dialing 999. It changes colour at night. My willy glows in the dark. went along. I bet you're glad you came. That poor woman squirming. So, where was I? Aye. So when I need to pee, says, just a minute, eyes, until I get this idiot to... What's wrong? I need to pee. Come on. Over to the side of the pavement. Clothes rent asunder. Tweed coat, scarf, the whole number. Whoosh. Trousers down. Willie out. Come on, come on. Interfered with. Hurry up, come on. Did she get anything to do? Oh, this is Argyle Street in Glasgow. The whole world's gone past on buses. Salvation Army. It was worse for girls. They whipped their knickers down and held them up like this over a I used to go, oh, look at that. She's got no willy. But see, when I was down there, as a wee person, I learned a great deal. About dogs, mainly. See, when you're only a wee person, an Alsatian's like a bloody grizzly bear. Huge! And their breath is awful. They breathe on wee people. But they lick each other's arses, don't they? Breathe all over children. And when they're old, they fart. On children. Oh. Come on, Jesus. My eyes are burning here. And they bump into you and make your toffee apple all hairy. Used to pee on me. That's what I thought the vinyl hat was for. Thank you, never more. Thank you.
One obvious thing that we always should end with, like they do the last night of the prom, so we all stand and sing, Auld Lang Syne.